So as everyone knows, Sunday we do full market analysis. We start off with Bitcoin, we'll move into Ethereum, maybe Litecoin today because I picked up some Litecoin yesterday, and then we'll get into, the views over the next week about alts and other things. I'm just waiting for this to fill up. We'll probably start in a minute or two. What's up, Dale? Good to see you in here. Hey, Arts. All right, let's get this thing started. So I haven't streamed in a while. I was out of town for like the last 10 days, so I apologize that I missed last week's streams. We'll try and make up for it in this one. Let's get a nice, good stream in. Probably do 20, 30-minute stream today. So we obviously just saw a pretty good breakout with Bitcoin. There was a lot of consolidation in the 6,600 to 7,000 range. A lot of people were calling it. Some of these comments kill me. This was definitely an accumulation zone. Then obviously a huge breakout, one of the biggest 1 hour candles in the history of Bitcoin. I think it was like $1,200. But right now, I do see in the short term there being a pullback. Right here, I see a rising wedge. On top of that, I see some bearish divergence. As far as the indicators go, I do think this bull trend will, not bull trend, but this breakout will resume to about 9K. But I do think we need a healthy pullback in the short term before we continue on with that. So the thing that I'm thinking is we break through this falling wedge or rising wedge. The target of that would be right around the 48 EMA, and that would put us right in between the 48 and the 200 EMA. I think that would be a really healthy pullback before we continue the run, essentially. So that's what I'm looking for in the next, 1 to 3 days is a pullback to this 7,600 to 7,800 area, and then I think we'll continue up to test 8,800, 9K. So that's just my position right now. Um, there are a lot of people who have the same thoughts. We just had a really strong breakout. We need a little bit of a retrace and then some consolidation before the next move up. The weekly candle does close in about 2 hours, so I'm expecting there to be a dump on the weekly candle. Of course, this is just my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion out there. I do think in the next week or so, like I said, we will get back to around that 9K area, 8,800, before a dump back down to probably the 6K range, 6 to 7K range. We'll accumulate there, altcoins will run, and then we'll get ready for the next Bitcoin season. And so if we line all of this up, let me just move this stuff out of the way. Let me get rid of these indicators at the bottom. So if we line up like what I think is going to happen, which would essentially be a retest of the 200 EMA. The 200-day moving average is pretty close to the 200-day EMA. Last time we saw this death cross, we went up and we retested the 200 EMA, and then we dropped, and then we consolidated. I just retweeted a pretty good chart by I can't remember who it was, Crypto Trooper or someone, but he essentially was, or I'm gonna pull it up actually. He was just comparing this to the last correction, bear phase, whatever you want to call it. But so what we can see here is this correction's moving a lot faster, about 2 to 3 times the speed of the last correction. But I mean, it's like it's really just too similar looking to not be right. This lines up with altcoins running for the next few weeks, or in a few weeks, them running for a month before a big Bitcoin run. That would put the next Bitcoin run around July, which I think was the start of the last big run around the time of the Bcash fork. So, everything just seems to line up. I think we do have a failed breakout going on right now. We'll go back, we'll retest this 6 to 7K area. We'll fail there, maybe hit 5K, consolidate for about a month, 2 months, some really, really heavy accumulation. And then from there, we'll see altcoins run in the meantime. And then come to that end of June, start of July, maybe start of June even, we'll start to see Bitcoin break out, and I'm assuming that alts will finish their market cycle and start to dump. And so currently, that's my stance. That's what I'm playing right now. Anyone just tuning in, I think that we are going to retrace a little bit to 7,600 to 7,800, and then that will be followed by a move up to 8,800, 9,000 to retest the 200 EMA. After that, fall down to the 6 to 7K range, a little bit of sideways action, fall down a little bit lower to maybe 5K, 5K, 4,800. Lots of accumulation there. We'll see more volume than we've seen in a while. And then, we'll have a nice breakout for Bitcoin. But let's get into Ethereum. Ethereum's obviously moving really well. We've seen pretty nice breakout in it. I essentially think the same thing will happen to Ethereum. We're going to go up, retest the death cross, so 600 range for Ethereum. It will fail pretty hard there, and then I think Ethereum dumps to the 330 range, maybe 360 range, possibly 400. So 330 to 400 would be the target on Ethereum. Um, Again, I don't think that alts are going to dump because Ethereum dumps. I really don't think Ethereum and alts are correlated anymore. And then if you guys have any questions, I'll do a little Q&A at the end after I get through Ethereum. I'm going to do Litecoin because I just picked up some Litecoin, and then I'll do a little bit of the rest of the market. So short term, bullish on Ethereum still, about 600, 650 target before retracement. I know some people think that Ethereum's just gonna have a mega bull run back up to all-time high, but I just don't really see it happening. ICOs are pretty dead right now. A lot of ICOs have a ton of Ethereum that they're just waiting to dump, honestly. They know that they missed dumping it up here when they should have, and so they're looking for a price to get out at. And that's what worries me about Ethereum. And on top of that, there's just not a lot of ICOs going on right now because of regulation. So the use case for Ethereum is kind of dying down. We have EOS coming out in June. If that works well, it's going to be a mega competitor. So now Litecoin. Yesterday I bought Litecoin. I told everyone I put my USD into Litecoin. I like this really strong support that we've seen here, some accumulation. And compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, it hasn't broken out. If we go back to any Litecoin breakout, it always happens at a really awkward time after Ethereum and Bitcoin break out. And so I think in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll see Litecoin go up to maybe this 160 area or even higher. And I don't trade versus USD much. I do very few trades versus USD, but a 10 to 20% gain, or I guess I'm thinking 20 to 25% gain on a USD trade is really good over the next couple weeks. So that's my current play with Litecoin. I don't really see it breaking this level. It would be pretty absurd. But if we go and we look at Bitcoin or Ethereum, let me do two charts. I mean, if we look at Bitcoin on top or Ethereum on top, and let's put Bitcoin on the bottom. Compared to Litecoin, these have had much more significant price changes. Um, Bitcoin or Ethereum, 42%. Bitcoin, we're at about 23%. If we go to Litecoin, we're only around 10%. Oops, that's the wrong thing. We're only about 10% really, or 17%. So I can definitely see Litecoin doing another 15 to 20% in the next couple weeks. Just catching up on some comments. Did I buy Tron? Yes, I bought Tron today. I mean, you can't really not buy Tron right now. It just made a higher low. I mean, indicators are saying there's some bullish divergence here on the indicators. It's pretty bottomed out. They have the mainnet coming in June. Like, there's really no way I was gonna avoid buying Tron just because I didn't like it. It's the same thing with a Ripple play. Like, I don't like the coin, but as a trader, you gotta kind of buy it. So I did pick up some Tron today. I think I picked it up at 515 sats. I will probably be holding that till about a week before the mainnet launch. Tron's one of those coins that mainstream loves. So once we get more coverage in the mainstream again, Bitcoin breaks out or Ethereum goes back to like 600, Tron's going to start going crazy. That's like one of the first coins people dump into, Tron, Verge, everything like that. I don't know why. I have no clue why people love Tron so much, but bouncing right off the 48 EMA, obviously it's about 4 times from its all-time high. We just had the testnet launch about 3 weeks ago, and now we have the mainnet in June. Fundamentally and technically, Tron was a pickup for me. And so now let's get into the rest of the market, and I'll do a little bit of Q&A. So We've seen some pretty good stuff going on in the market. Obviously, most altcoins have had pretty substantial gains. I'd say like 30 to 80% for most altcoins in the last week or so. I'm personally not taking profit yet. I think we will have a few more days of this run. Like I said, I think Ethereum goes to 650 before a pullback, and as Ethereum keeps going up and Bitcoin goes up towards 9K, I think everything's just going to keep on running together. Once we get closer to those targets, I'm definitely going to take some profits on my alts. I'm going to move it into Bitcoin, and then I'm going to move it into USD. Um, when you have a 40 to 80% gain on most of your coins in a little over a week, you got to start thinking, I need to reduce my positions. I need to take some profits. One of the biggest problems in this last bull run was no one was taking profits. Everyone just was letting everything ride out. I like to always have a little bit of USD on reserve. This is a little bit new for me, this trading style, but it's been working out pretty well. And when there's a pretty significant dip, it's allowed me to get uh, a much better position than what I would have had normally. So, Lux, love Lux. I'm staking Lux. Lux is one of my favorite bags. They just put out the new wallet. I made a video on it if you're interested in Lux. But so why bullish on A-Chain? I'm actually going to be putting out an A-Chain video tomorrow. So I'm not going to get too into it today. But I think A-Chain is one of the best pickups of this year. A-Chain's probably going to be my top two bags, maybe top three bags. I'm probably going to put 10 to 15% of my portfolio into it. Um, I don't want to give away too much because I'm going to make the video tomorrow, but essentially A-Chain is going to have over 100 dApps on their platform by the end of the year. They have 1,000 transactions per second using a delegated proof of stake, my favorite consensus algorithm. And mainly they're only in China right now. They're working on expanding to the Western market, and once people see what's going on with A-Chain, there's literally no talk about A-Chain anywhere right now when it's one of the most impressive platforms. They already have like 20 dApps on it right now. I think Pundi X is on it. You have Kcash, a great wallet. And so they already have, well, this is 10 dApps already. They're gonna have 100 by the end of the year, and their platform as far as the tech goes just outperforms 99.9% of the platforms that I've read about. So that's about it for today. Actually, I just wanted to get across my current views. If you guys have any questions, I'll do like 5 or 10 minutes of questions. Just put them in the comments. Dottie and Pearl. I haven't looked at Dottie in a while. I have a little bag of it. I'm just gonna let that ride out. Pearl was something I really liked, but I think the market cap got a little too high for me. Yeah, 50 million. I just don't see the risk reward there at this point. I do think it's worth 50 million though. Did you sell your Axpire? I did sell my Axpire. I wanted to move into some other things. And when it got listed on HitBTC, there wasn't the move that I was expecting. So I got out of there in a tiny bit of profit. I just think that there's better positions to be in right now. I'm a newbie, so wondering how do I keep track of when to sell coins? Just basically you want to set your sell targets based on previous resistance levels. So like if you're trading Tron, you can draw a line at this, and your first target sell, you might say, okay, I picked it up at 500. I know there's going to be some resistance here, so I'm going to sell 25% of it at 620 sats. And then I'm going to sell another 25% at this next resistance. And then I'm going to sell another 25%, here at this old swing high. And then the last 25% I'm going to let ride out. So when you go into a trade, especially if you're new, you just want to have your entries and exits, and you also want to know, when you would take a loss. So, and then I'd be like, if it goes down and drops below the 48 EMA, I'm not comfortable holding this position anymore. I would do a stop loss there. How long until Bitcoin breaks all-time high? Probably October. I'd say September, October. Can you let us know more about Encash? So Bravado did a really good write-up about Encash that they released in their private community. I'm going to ask tomorrow if we can get that released to the public Telegram, and it has really everything you need to know about Encash. Completely unbiased review on it. So I'll try and get that out tomorrow. No longer bullish on Tomo. I am still bullish on Tomo. I'm still holding my whole Tomo position. I saw it broke out like 18% today. That's only on IDEX right now. Once that gets listed on a big exchange, it's going to really move, and you have the NEM founder on the team. And so he's already connected with the exchanges. They'll get listed. It's just a matter of time. Thoughts on Nano? I hate Nano. I've always hated it. It's really way too easy to clog the network. There's so many attacks that can be done. To people who don't really look into the tech too much, it looks like something amazing, kind of like IOTA. When a normal person looks at IOTA or Nano, it just seems amazing, too good to be true. But then you dive into it, and there's just so many problems with the tech, and that's why, people that are really heavy on the tech end do not talk about those coins. Neon Exchange, I've never seen Neon Exchange. Lots of Blue Zell. I do have a small bag of Blue Zell. I don't know enough about it to talk about on the stream. I always tell you guys I can't talk about coins on the stream that I'm not, really comfortable talking about because I don't want to give someone the wrong information. So Blue Zell is something I will look at for Tuesday, so I can give a pretty good explanation about Blue Zell and why I took a position there. Look at Kanya Coin again. I'll look at Kanya again. I know that they were supposed to do their global launch, and I'm not sure if it happened. Daxed. So Daxed is BlockX. BlockX is one of my favorite projects right now. I'm going to be going to London to meet with the team, and they're basically going to show me the updated platform. I'm going to do some interviews with the CEO and the team, and they're just going to really fill me in on everything. Basically, allows you to digitize assets like bonds, insurance, and other things. And so they've been around for like 5 or 6 years, I believe. They're like a big company that just did an ICO. And on top of that, they're going to have their platform is capable of launching completely fair ICOs. I know that there's two pretty good ones coming out. One of them is Evident Proof that will be on the BlockX platform, and I forgot the name of the other one. But they already have like 6 or 7 ICOs that are coming out. No one's really talking about BlockX right now, and it's going to be one of the best performing projects of the year, in my opinion. But it's a long-term hold. It's not like a quick trade. And so I was in on the ICO, and I don't plan on selling any. All right. Let's ban this guy. Do you think of yourself more as a trader or venture capitalist? So I definitely started off as a day trader, but now I'd consider myself more of an investor. I just don't have the time that I had before since I'm working a lot more on the business end and I'm doing, a lot more business to business solutions rather than just, independent trading and independent streaming. So I definitely moved from a day trader to an investor. It's not something that I like as much, but day trading is not sustainable. It was a great start, and I'm really happy that I was able to progress, and start working with these companies. Thoughts on Hat Team reveal? I met the Hat Team. Three of the people on the Hat Team came to the Bravado office on Thursday, and I met with them. They have some amazing things coming. I still have the same views on Hat. I'm holding it 3 to 6 months from now. I think the price of it, if they launch their platform and everything that they told me, the price of it 3 to 6 months from now will be, just you'd look back on it today and say, no way, I could have bought it at that price. But obviously, there's a lot of things that need to happen, and there's a lot of projects out there that don't perform. CryptoCrad, good to see you in here. I hope you are going to be streaming after me because I need to reassure that my Bitcoin prediction was right. I'll do like 3 more questions. How was the Eat Drink blockchain event? The Eat Drink blockchain event was awesome. So we're going to be doing all of them at Bottled Blonde now. If you're in Chicago, they're going to be the first and third Wednesday of every month. We're definitely going to ramp up the marketing. I'm going to be getting some big names there, and on top of that, I'm going to start getting some different coin CEOs on top of Wall Street traders and things like that. So definitely be on the lookout for the Eat Drink blockchain events. They're mostly going to be out of Chicago. Like I said, at Bottled Blonde, first and third Wednesday of every month from now on. I'm going to be putting out a ton of information on them. And it's really fun. It's a good environment to go to. You just have a couple drinks with people that are doing the same thing as you, people that are interested in what you're doing. And that was the goal of it, and it's been awesome. I think that was our fourth event now, and I've just been having a lot of fun at them. Do you think OCN will dump April 22nd? No, I don't. Everyone knows that they're unleashing or unlocking 2 billion tokens, which is about 50% of the supply. This price is factored in. There's a lot of people that are selling right now because they're scared of that. But okay, you increase the supply by 50%. Who cares? It's still a $40 million market cap, $30 million market cap. There's going to be 2 billion more. So it would be a $40 billion market cap. Who cares at that point? It's still below ICO price right now. The ICO price was 1 cent. These people that are getting their unlocked tokens, they're not going to want to dump it at ICO price. They're going to want to dump it at 4 to 5x. Um, you know, from a technical perspective, OCN is a no-brainer to pick up as a hold. From a fundamental perspective, I personally think it's a no-brainer as well. They have a partnership with Obike that has 40 million users. They just integrated the wallet into Obike. They also announced that they're doing like a merchant solution platform. So it's just absolutely a no-brainer in my head. Of course, I only talk about what I do. Whatever you guys want to do your own research, um, things like that. All the disclaimers. Dragon is a good one. Yeah, Dragon is actually looking amazing. Um, I refilled my Dragon bags for the most part. If you guys looked at my portfolio screenshot, just my different allocations, you saw that I definitely ramped up the Dragon. I think we're gonna have a nice breakout. We've been talking about Dragon getting listed on more exchanges for a while now, and it's just going to happen one day, and that's really going to be the catalyst. No one wants to trade on KuCoin right now. I understand why. I'm personally buying most of the alts on KuCoin because the risk reward there is insane. And I know in the next bull market, those are the ones that are going to take off the most. All right, let's do one more question. I'll wait for one more good question and then I'm gonna hop off. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to this weekly candle close on Bitcoin. I'm expecting some volatility, and I personally think that we're gonna, drop down. Bittrex wallet was testing for Dragon. Yeah, I've seen some transactions go through on Bittrex to their wallet, just like one Dragon sent back and forth. That's been going on for a couple weeks. A-Chain price prediction by end of year. I don't usually do price predictions, but I think A-Chain will be a top 25 coin. It's at 23 cents right now, $107 million market cap. So that would put it um, 9x. It would put it at about $2. So I'd say A-Chain $2 by the end of the year if I mean, I know it's going to happen because I've been talking with their team. They just haven't done any marketing. They focused on their platform and getting dApps signed up. And so now that's just a marketing push. Their platform's there, everything's ready, everything's working. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off now. If you enjoyed the stream, give me a thumbs up. It just helps more people find it. If you want me to look into coins for Tuesday, where I talk about altcoins for the most part. Just comment it on somewhere on my Twitter profile, probably the pinned post. I said that I would look into Blue Zell, so I'll for sure talk about Blue Zell. I'm putting out an A-Chain video tomorrow, and Devery, I think. A lot of people have been asking me to look at Devery, Eve. So I will be talking about Eve and Blue Zell on Tuesday, along with updating, what happened in the market. Sharder, I'll look into Sharder too. So Sharder, Blue Zell, and Devery are what I'll try and have for Tuesday. I don't have positions in any of them right now except Blue Zell. My position in Blue Zell is really small, but if I have a position, most of the things I talk about, I obviously have a position in because I took the time to research it. So always keep that in mind. I'm not trying to like pump my bags or anything. It's just the things that I'm knowledgeable about are the things that I invest in. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. Thanks everyone for watching.